So Tom, there's a lot of confusion in the whiskey category, but can you sort of succinctly break down in the landscape of whiskey what makes something a bourbon versus a Scotch, Japanese whiskey, Irish whiskey, so forth?
Yes, I can. So bourbon is going to be at least 51% corn, aged in a new charred oak barrel. That new char is what's going to give it a lot of its wonderful caramel notes, vanilla notes. At least 51% corn. The rest of it can be other types of grain. Has to be made in the USA for bourbon. Rye whiskey, 51% rye or more. We're going to have spicier notes, some fruity, earthier notes. It's going to differ, but that's rye whiskey aged in a
But
new
inherently
charred oak barrel.
spicier.
Inherently spicier, sometimes more floral, and aged in a new charred oak barrel as well.
Okay.
With both bourbon and rye, if we're looking at bourbon and rye, straight bourbon whiskey, straight rye whiskey, the only thing you can add to it once you take it out of the barrel is water. And then we also have barrel proof. So you do have some whiskeys in America and all over the world which are barrel proof.
Okay.
When it comes to Scotch, there's a number of different categories. I think the one we'll stick with most is the single malt, which means made at one single distillery from malted barley. With Irish, we're looking at a variety of categories as well. Some are peated, but usually with Irish whiskey, we're going to have those nice friendly notes with Irish whiskey. Very light, very friendly, just like the Irish themselves. Well, to be called Scotch, it has to be made in Scotland.
Okay.
To be called Irish whiskey, it has to be made in Ireland. One of the other interesting elements of Scotch and Irish whiskey is they have to be at least 3 years old to be called a whiskey. And with Japanese whiskey, similar to Scotch, it's usually going to have that barley base, but more structured.
Beautiful. Thanks for breaking that down.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And again, with any whiskey from anywhere in the region, I'm sure we can find the right cigar pairing.
Absolutely.